India is upping the ante against China. According to media reports, it has started building a major ropeway project right next to the line of actual control in Arunachal Pradesh. Let me tell you more about the project. It is worth 522 crore rupees, that is almost $63 million. The ropeway will link the world-famous Tawang monastery to Pankang Tengso Lake and will take about 3 years to develop. This is where it is on a map. Both the places are very close to China and Bhutan borders. This 400-year-old monastery is the largest in India and the second largest in Asia. It lies at an altitude of 10,000 feet. It's about 2 kilometers from Tawang town. The ropeway would go up from here to the lake, which is at an elevation of 12,000 feet, about 18 kilometers away from Tawang. Now, as of now, it takes about half an hour by road from Tawang to the lake, but going by the reports, the new ropeway will reduce the ride to only 5 minutes. The project is expected to propel tourism in the region and allow the visitors to explore the beauty of Arunachal Pradesh. And not just that, it also highlights India's growing strategic dominance in the state. The project comes on the heels of what happened last week. The Indian Prime Minister, remember, visited Arunachal Pradesh to inaugurate the Sela Tunnel. The tunnel passes through the Selachar-Bela Ridge in West Kameng district and is perched at an altitude of over 13,000 feet. It is now the world's longest bi-lane tunnel. It can handle the traffic of 3,000 cars and 2,000 trucks every day. Most importantly, it can facilitate year-round all-weather movement in this difficult-to-access part of India. Do you know what that really means? The tunnel will now allow Indian troops to move swiftly as well. It will allow faster deployment of weapons, soldiers and equipment to areas near the line of actual control. The ropeway and the tunnel are a part of an infrastructure boost in Arunachal Pradesh, and the government has big plans for the state. Several other projects are underway. Work has started for the Dibang multi-purpose hydropower project, which will be India's highest dam. And then there is the Trans-Arunachal Highway that runs across the entire state. Arunachal Frontier Highway, which will connect all the valleys in the state. The Indian Army is also working hard to provide last-mile connectivity to the most forward posts. You see, India is getting combat ready. And China, meanwhile, is fuming in anger. It does not like Indian activity in Arunachal Pradesh because it absurdly claims it as its own territory. You see, it's living in a parallel reality. In fact, it goes so far as to include the state in its map, claiming it as South Tibet. It has named villages and districts in Arunachal Pradesh as its own. After the Indian Prime Minister inaugurated the tunnel, it lashed out at India, saying that it strongly deplores the move. And India snapped back, saying that China's comments will not change the reality that the state of Arunachal was, is, and will always be an integral and inalienable part of India. The Dragon has responded once again, in fact. Listen in to what the Ministry of National Defense had to say.
The area of Xiangnan is Chinese territory. China has never recognized the so-called Arunachal Pradesh, illegally set up by India, and firmly opposes it. We urge the Indian side to stop taking any actions that complicate the boundary issue and earnestly safeguard peace and stability in the border areas. The Chinese military will stay on alert at all times to resolutely safeguard China's national sovereignty and territorial integrity.
You see, China is warning that it is ready to fight. But seeing the current developments, so is India. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.